Hi guys, it's me yet again out on another wild woodland camp, and if you don't know me already, it's Darren Ellis, aka Wild Camper 1967. So sit back, enjoy, and it's now a case of roll the credits. Right guys, I am now finally out on that wild woodland camp that I said I needed to go on last week. Couldn't do it last week because I had really bad backache from my new job, not used to working, not hard work, so couldn't go a second week. Still got a bit of a backache, but you know what it's like, you get that cabin fever and you need to get out. I have brought out the 3 bits of kit I'm testing out, as I said in my videos, the previous ones, which is the OEX mat, the trekker chair, and I'm going to try out the nature hike tent. I've also brought out 2 other bits of kit, one of which is a shotgun mic, which is similar to the Rhodes one, but a quarter of the price, that I'm going to try out, and also a Rhodes wireless system. I bet you're wondering where I am. Well, I gave sort of a hint in one of my videos, and to tell you where it is where it all started off, all my YouTube filming. If you check my channel out, you'll see there are 2 short brief videos at the beginning 5 months ago, and that is where I'm heading. Most people, when you hear the name Castle Combe, you naturally think of the racing circuit, but it has such a fantastic village, which I'm entering now, which I will show you in a moment. And here we are in Castle Combe village. Has it been touched, spoiled or ruined by modern technology or architectural designers who come in and think they can change this? I don't think this village has aged in a very long time, as you can see. Everything is all period. Such a beautiful place, and you can just see the woods over the tops of the houses, which is part of where I'm heading. I don't really need to do any commentary on this. The views speak for itself. There is a little river that runs along all the way up here, and there is a bridge that I have to cross to get to where I'm going. Now, the last time I came here, which you will see briefly for about 3 minutes in the first video I took of the woodland, this river had swollen quite a bit, so I'm hoping that we don't get a lot of rain in the night and I end up having to find my way around all up there. You see the river's quite high at present, so if it does burst its banks and we get a lot of rain in the night, this area is going to be fun to get through, because I am going to have to walk through it, and you can guarantee all this will be underwater. So let's hope, for my sake, we don't get any rain. pick the hilly spots. In the video at the beginning of my YouTube career, whatever you want to call it, at posting videos, my camp was somewhere up there, hid away where you could not see me. Such a peaceful spot it was, and beautiful views all around me. But this time I'm going further in because this wood is quite large, so I'm going to take a bit of a trek, have a look around and see if I can find a really nice spot to set up in and show you the bits of kit that I have. And yes, you've probably seen them all before by other YouTubers, but I'm still going to show you anyway, to show you what I've got, and I will give you my honest opinion of what I think of the bits of kit that I'm going to use. And yes, I am a bit out of breath because I've still got a bit of a backache. I am sliding all over the place here and there because it's a bit slippery from all the mud, and I'm clambering up and down all hilly bits of ground. So yeah, all the fun of going out on a hike, but it's going to be worth it as I seriously need to do this. After a while, as you would know, if you're a wild camper or any form of camper, there comes a time when you start getting cabin fever and you need to get away from all the hustle bustle of the day-to-day life. Also, if you think the audio is much better in this video compared with my previous videos, if you watch them, give the video a thumbs up. Let me know if the sound quality has improved and what you think. Also, don't forget, you are allowed to subscribe to my channel. I'm now up to 23 subscribers. Yeah, hey, almost getting there to that 50 I need, so I can use my phone to do a live stream. That way, once I can get that set up, I can set my phone up and do a live camp for you guys to watch as it happens, seeing all the mistakes, all the blunders I make when I'm recording, all the ones you don't see now when I'm effing this and effing that, when everything is not going to plan. Because I've watched so many YouTube videos and how to do it, how to be a successful YouTuber, and they all say the same thing: write a script. Well, when you're a wild camper, there is no script. Just had to show you this. It is a little house called The Hollow, carved in to Mystery Drunk. I only just noticed it as I was walking by it. It's even got a little door on it. No windows. But back to what I was saying before I distracted by that little house. There are no scripts to write when you are a wild camper. You just go out and do it. You can't predict what's going to happen. So everything you say when you're recording is because it's happened at that point in time. So I'm just clambering through loads of mud and a few brambles. So yeah, a bit of a trek here. Right, back to what I was saying. There are no scripts, so you just go along and wing it as you go along. Bear with me for 5 seconds. Let me get on this flat spot. So your whole script, technically, you make up in your head. So it is much harder to make a wild woodland camp, or any wild camp, than it is to sit there to make a video about doing your nails, putting your makeup on, or how to tell people to make their YouTube account successful. And if you agree with me, let me know. And if you are a wild camper, a woodland camper, and you disagree because you do write a script, feel free to let me know how you go about doing a script, because I would genuinely, sorry I'm out of breath, interested. I've only been doing YouTube videos since I think it was October, so this is all fresh and new to me. I'm not used to doing it, so it's a case of plodding along, doing what I do, in hope of doing it the right way. And there aren't a great deal of YouTube videos telling you how to make a successful video on camping. Right, that's it. I found a nice flat spot. I don't think you can see around me. I think I'm in the highest point. I also believe I should have brought my bobcat, because finding a flat spot here suitable for this nature hike tent might be a bit tricky, because it's all over the place here. So I'm going to have to keep wandering until I find a nice flattish area, and that I can be very discreet and hid away. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll come back to you shortly. Thank you for watching so far, and I will catch up with you in a bit. I am back. I believe I may have found a reasonably flat area. I'm going to have to clear some of the branches off the ground, but I'm going to be way out of the way of any footpaths. I can't see myself getting disturbed out here by anyone. There's no chance of dog coming up here. There's no evidence of footpath traces. So I am going to set up here. Now it's just a case of clearing up a little bit and getting myself organised. Right, that's it. Almost all set up. I still got some string lines to attach. It's just the basic put up, because the wind's got quite strong up here. And I am quite surprised with this tent, if I'm honest. Now it's set up properly. I haven't even got the side string lines in, and it is quite strong. And the size inside it is rather big. So I might have to eat my words by saying this tent is probably going to be rubbish. As you can see, I've still got some tying out to do, because it's flapping around on the tarp section. So that's only a 5-minute job. I'm going to crack on with that, then I'm going to sit down and relax for about 10 minutes, and then I will start setting up the sleep system. I'll be back with you shortly. That's the OEX mat all set up that I told you about. It is the Flux 5.0, so I'm hoping it's going to be a nice comfy sleep on that, compared with the Flex Tail. I will let you know in the morning on whether it is just as good, worse or better. You know, I will give you a true and honest opinion, but it does feel quite firm pressing it, so it might be okay. Time will tell, will it not? And I am surprised about the amount of room in this tent, and it is solid without the string lines being put on. I've got no guidelines on the tent itself, on the fly, and it does feel quite solid. So far so good with this tent, and there's plenty of ventilation as well, hence the reason I bought it for a spring and summer tent. there is the vitals that I'm going to need tonight after a long, hard, stressful week at work. Well, hard, not stressful, but I'll tell you about it later on. But that's what I've got for tonight. Some dark rum in Coke and the Hobgoblin Ruby beer. Whether I'll drink all that tonight, I don't know, but I'm going to give it a good go. I'm now going to have a 5-minute break because I'm boiling hot and I am completely and utterly knackered, and that is the only words I can use. So I will catch you guys shortly after a little bit of a break and a bit more of a sort out in this tent, and I probably will put out a bit more guide lines around here and there, especially on the tarp. So speak to you shortly, guys. Thank you for watching so far. Once I've drank this beer, I am going to laze out in the tent, listen to some music, because it's too early to have something to eat at the moment. I had quite a bit before I came out, so I'm not hungry at present. So it's a case of relax, listen to the wind blowing away through the trees, enjoy this beer, and enjoy being out here in this windy wooded area, relaxing, which is what it's about. And when I do decide to have something to eat, I haven't brought anything out special tonight. Well, I don't anyway, I just bring out basic camp food. I brought out with me some burgers and some rolls. I think I've got an apple turnover, a few hot cross buns, plenty of Mars bars, just basically junk, just to tide me over until the morning. So it's good enough for what I want. It's going to fill the spot, so that's it. I haven't yet set up the trekker chair. I'm quite happy relaxing in this Trekology thing I've got. It's quite comfy, so I don't need to laze out sitting in the tent yet. I might give it a go later on tonight. Depends what I'm going to be doing. If I'm going to be sat out here, if it's not too bad, then I'm not going to bother setting it up. But if it turns a bit crappy, then yeah, you're going to see me in my tent filming using the new chair. It's worth giving it a go. The trekker chair has now been set up, and it was such a faff to do in this tent. It's not as easy as some people make out it is. It's not a case of just stuffing your mat in it and folding it and job done. There you go, you can sit straight in it. It took me about 10 minutes of playing around with the damn thing, and it's not as comfortable as everyone's rating. It may be me, I don't know, but I'm not a big fan. So yeah, no, I'm sticking with my Trekology folding chair. This trekker chair, sorry guys, it's about 2 out of 10 rating. That's all I can give it. Regarding this nature hike tent, it's a 2-man tent. That's what it's described as. I would say it's more of a 1-man tent and your kit, because I've got plenty of room for everything I've brought with me. It can all be kept in here, and I have loads of room, space, everything. It is a really good sized tent for a 1-man tent. Now, you could use it as a 2-man, but you would have to be very, very close and friendly with the person you're with, because you would be very, very close to each other. There isn't enough space for 2 people. Plus the entrance is only 1 entrance, so only one of you could sit at the doorway cooking at one time. So yeah, I would rate this as a 1-person tent with plenty of space, but I wouldn't rate it as a 2-man tent. But apart from that, I'm quite pleased with it so far. Once I put the side guidelines out, it's pulled the outer fly away from the inner section. So there is lots and lots of gaps around between the fly and the inner for ventilation. So the condensation should not affect the inner part of the tent. Time will tell, and I will keep you updated on this tent and what I think of it. So far, so good. I would say impressions, what I see so far, I would give it at least a 7 out of 10.
So this nature hike tent is going to be ideal for what I want it for, which is a warmer weather tent, the spring and summer, because of the ventilation in it. So yep, I'm glad I purchased it now. I'm also thinking about trying out one of their other tents, going by how this tent has got plenty of space, plenty of ventilation, and the low cost. I'm going to try out one of the other tents they have when the colder weather gets back here in autumn, because I've got a few lined up on eBay. There are plenty of sellers on there that sell all nature hike tents, and you can get them usually cheaper via eBay than you can buying it off Nature Hike itself. Why, I don't know. You think it would have one price, but it's the same with the Wild Country tents. They seem to be a lot more pricier from the Wild Country site than they are on eBay. So yeah, I would check out eBay if you're thinking about buying a tent rather than going to the company itself. This is why I love doing wild camping, finding areas like this. This is why I would always recommend just giving it a go. There's nothing better than the peace and quiet of being out here on your own, listening to the birds and all other bits of wildlife that you hear. And I always do my best to make sure that I always film in a different area. Oh, I don't know if you can see over there. There are 2 large deer. You probably won't be able to see them. Shame I couldn't zoom in. There they go. I don't know if you can see that. Oh. But yeah, sorry. As I was saying, I always do my best to make sure that I will film in different areas. There's nothing more boring in watching somebody going out camping and doing the same spot all the time. Yes, you could go out with a different tent, but if you're camping in the same area, you're just making the same video over and over again. And yeah, I know my videos aren't over exciting. There's not heavy snow around me, hurricane winds trying to destroy the tent. My camps are just peaceful and relaxing ones, which is what I do, what I enjoy. And I just want to share that with you so you can see how fantastic it can be being out here on your own, relaxing. So yeah, give it a go. If you only just sit there and watch these videos and haven't given wild camping a chance, get out there, buy a cheap kit, try it once. You never know, you might enjoy it. The only downfall about doing wild camping is once you buy some kit, you end up buying more kit and then a bit more and a bit more, and you end up with so much stuff you haven't got a place to store it. At the moment, all mine is stored in my spare room or in a large cupboard. I've got so much gear, and I don't know why I decided to buy so much, because what I've got is more than adequate for what I want and what I use it for. It's just one of those things, you see it and you think, I could do with that, and yes, that might come in handy. And there are several items I have purchased that's gone into the cupboard and now will stay there, because I tried it out and found it was completely and utterly useless for what I wanted. One of the things that first went straight into a storage area in my cupboard was the OEX Halo, I think it's called, or Hero. It's the equivalent of the jet boil. Yes, it's brilliant for boiling water, as long as that's all you want to use it for. So I don't use it anymore. I just use my Van Gogh stove and my titanium pots. They boil the water about the same rate of time and do the job, and they take up less space and don't weigh as much. It's a case now of get back into the tent, get my little table set up, get my stove set or organised, and I'm going to start cooking, because I am now getting a bit peckish. I quite fancy my burgers today. I haven't brought any onions with me because I forgot to bring one, so it's just going to be burgers and cheese in some nice crusty rolls. So if you like this video so far, feel free to give it a thumbs up. It will be appreciated. And like I said, click that subscribe button, help my channel grow. I'm up to 23 subscribers. Yes, I know, I've only been on here since, I think it was October. So I haven't been on YouTube that long. So it's growing slowly. And it's not about getting huge amount of numbers. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. I'm not interested in this monetization and trying to earn money, trying to get goods off people to get them to send me bits and pieces. It's nothing to do with that. I only do what I do is because I enjoy it. It's relaxing and I like to share it with you guys. And the more people that I see subscribe to my channel means that I'm offering something worth watching, and I will continue to keep making videos, sharing what I do with you guys and hoping you enjoy what you watch. But that's it for now. I'm just going to crack on my burgers and then get back to you at some point and have a little chat. So thank you for watching so far. I hope you have fully enjoyed my videos if you've watched them. If you haven't, go check them out for me. This is what I was talking about the size of the doorway in this tent for a two-man. It's not huge, so only one person can be here doing this because there's only one door, whereas something like the Wild Country Helm 2 has two doors, one each side, so you can both do your cooking and you both can have exit points and access points if you need to get in and out, whereas here it's just this area. The vestibule area or porch, whatever you want to call it, isn't huge. It's big enough for a one-day camp like this, but you couldn't really store your kit in here. Hence the reason why I say this is only a one-man tent, really, so you can keep all your bits and pieces next to you. If you had your rucksack in here, your backpack, it's going to take up quite a bit of space and limiting the area you have to be able to cook in and to move around in if you want to get in and out. So yeah, if you're thinking about buying the Cloud Up 2, buy it as a one-man tent and think about it as a one-man tent. It's described as a two-man tent, but there's no way it's big enough for two people to be in here and do what you've got to do as a camping experience in it. So I'm just cooking my burgers at the moment. And I bet you thought you had got away of not hearing me tell you one of my really crappy, tacky jokes. But you haven't. Sorry. I am going to tell you one. By the way, second beer. I've only drank one at the moment. I'm on my second one. I'm a slow drinker. It's not a case of downing it. Right, back to that tacky joke I was talking about. Guy walks into a bar with a giraffe. He orders a drink for himself and a drink for the giraffe. This goes on throughout the night. Eventually the giraffe falls off the stool and collapses on the floor, totally drunk. The guy gets up from his stool, starts to walk out the bar. The bartender shouts, "Oi, you're not leaving that lying now." The drunk guy turns around and says, "That's not a lion, that's a giraffe." There you go, told you. It's shit, isn't it? You gotta laugh. I'm missing my onions. I like onions with my burgers or my sausages. And yes, they are the vegetarian ones again. I like the vegetarian stuff because it fills you up much more than what meat does, surprisingly. So, what do you think so far to my video? Ratings out of 10. 1 being crap, 10 being, yeah, watchable. Feel free to be honest. And that's that mic I was talking about. It's similar to the Rhodes. How well it performs, I don't know. I have checked on some of the video footage I've already taken so far, and the speaker on the Osmo Action isn't that loud. And I have noticed that the windsock or wind muff or dead cat, whatever you want to call it, at one point hasn't really blotted out the strong winds that well. So I don't know whether it's the microphone or just the fact that these dead cat things don't work. It has been highly rated as being on par with the Rhodes shotgun mic. So I will keep using it, but at the moment I'm using the Rhodes Go wireless system. So I'm hoping that when I get home and check all these videos out and put it all together, that the quality of the sound is quite good. The burgers are almost done now, so I am going to just put this horrible cheese on it. I bought some of this, yeah, sort of McDonald's style cheese instead of using real cheese, or what I call real cheese. So I'm going to eat this, have my beer, and then I will get back and chat to you guys shortly after I've eaten all this. I don't think you want to see me eating it, so I will leave you for a short while. Thank you so much for watching this far. Bye for now. Well, that's the burgers all gone. And I think that cheese I used was the most disgustingest thing I've ever put in my mouth. It's, oh wow, the texture is horrible. It's definitely not like real cheese. Yes, I know it's processed cheese, but yeah, no, never again. Never putting that crap in my burgers ever again. It was just, yeah. It was one of those things where you eat the food because you don't want to waste it, but it's not enjoyable. And I don't know if you can hear, but there is a peacock somewhere. I can hear him calling out from time to time. I'm used to them in Corsham because there's about 26 of them that roam around the town. And now there's one somewhere around here. It's probably on the farm that's just down in that valley. Is now calling out, and they are very, very loud. The wind has also died down as well. Earlier it was quite strong. It was blowing the tarp all over the place. It was a challenge putting it up, but now it's really still and quiet out there. The temperature's dropping, it's got a bit cold, and I know the weatherman still keeps forecasting heavy snow around this area, Wales, Wiltshire end. I know they had it in Cornwall, but yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Yes, the Cheryl camp, I woke up to a dusting of snow, but it was nowhere near of what was predicted by the weather forecast. I sometimes wonder if they just look out the window and just make it up. Just, oh look, there's a cloud up there, 50% chance of rain. That's the only way I can describe they predict the weather forecast, because they never seem to get it right. I guess the best check on the weather forecast anyway, to see what the forecast is for this area. I know they keep saying about snow, but you know, like I said, I believe it when I see it. And I guess it's that time when it's a case of putting the headphones in and listen to some music and relax, because when I'm out here, that's the only element I use my phone for, just to listen to music. I don't sit there texting people and everything else. The idea of doing this type of camping is to get away from all the technology side of things, well, sort of, because I've still got it all with me, such as the camera equipment, and I do bring my phone with me for safety reasons. I send my coordinates, the GPS coordinates, to my partner so she knows where I am. So if she doesn't hear from me, well, she knows where to send the search party. But that's the only tech side of things I use, is the recording equipment. I don't see the point of coming out here and spending your time on texting people, looking up stuff on Facebook and everything else. It's basically come out here and just go back to basics, like it used to be many years ago, before the mobile phone dominated our lives. It's amazing how many people you see walking around with their heads buried in the phones, oblivious to everything going on around them. And I don't talk I'm not just talking about teenagers and kids. We're talking adults who are totally now zombified by their phones and brain dead. They haven't got a clue what they're doing or where they're going unless they've got their phone. But that's the way we are progressing in our lives, really, dominated by Google, WhatsApp, Facebook, and even YouTube. But hey, if it wasn't for YouTube, you wouldn't be watching this, would you? So I'm not going to complain on that side of things. So now it's a case of putting my earbuds in, my headphones, and I'm going to listen to some old classics from the 80s, because that's the music I like. Sorry, I'm old-fashioned. Stick with what I like. So give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it so far on this Easter Friday, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button to help get my channel to grow a bit bigger, because like I said, my plans are, once I hit that 50 subscribers via mobile, to do a live stream. I still don't understand why on your mobile phone you need 50 subs or more. On my laptop, I think it was 10 or something. It was only, you didn't need like quite a lot. So it doesn't make sense why you have to do it on your phone. But that's YouTube for you. The other thing is, with YouTube, I'm not quite understanding, is the element of when you're posting videos. I've watched quite a few things about it, like, as I said, and one of the reasons that my channel hasn't grown as quickly as people are claiming they have had theirs grow is because there's something to do with the algorithm. The fact that YouTube are not promoting your videos. Now, I just thought it was a case of put your video on YouTube and you, the watcher, the viewer, decide whether you like it or not and make it a success, as in the channel a success. But apparently it's all about YouTube, and that if they don't see a pattern within your videos or whatever it is, I didn't quite understand it. I shut off after a while, because you get so many people waffling on, telling you how to boost your channel and how YouTube doesn't promote your algorithms and do this and do that, it goes in one ear straight out the other side. So hey ho, rambling I know, but never mind. That's what it is all about when you're in a tent on your own without a script, because I don't have a script, okay? So if you fully understand all about the algorithm system on YouTube and how they need to promote your videos for them to be a success on YouTube, feel free to let me know and explain it, because I don't have a clue. There are all these people that go on and on and on about it, but it still doesn't make sense. I think it's the case that I'm old. I'm out of touch with technology. Rather things be plain, simple and easy, like it used to be, understandable, straightforward. You just get on with it. But that's me. Now to my job. I'm in my second week of my new job. I thought that leaving my position as a support worker, I would regret it and miss doing the job. But to be honest, no, I don't. I know that's a bit harsh. I don't miss the lack of support I was getting from certain work colleagues who were just doing what they're doing as a job. It wasn't part of their life. The position I'm in now, the support there from all the people around you is brilliant. I work with quite a few Polish people and they have been fantastic. Any questions, they will be there to help you and answer them. If you need help with doing your job, they will be there. So yeah, I'm fully enjoying the job I'm doing. And no, it's nothing to do with support working. It's just a straightforward factory job I'm doing. I've also been offered a position of being the first aider within the second week. I've always had a first aid certificate for quite a while now. So the guy there turned and asked me, did I want to take on the role as their first aider, because there's only 10 people in our unit and they don't have a first aider. So as soon as the manager comes back, he is going to put my name forward and I will just be sent away, do my training. So even more training, because last week was all about training. This week has just gone a little bit of training here and there. Regards to my backache, that is because I have got soft in my old age. Past 2 years or so, I haven't done anything in the way of strenuous work. Most of my time as a support worker was spent sat on my backside, not doing a great deal. And then I did end up being signed off work for, I think it was nearly 6 months in total. That's when I damaged the calf muscle in my leg, which I still have issues with now. But hey ho, it's something I'm going to have to live with. So doing this manual work, which is what I'm not used to, has paid the price on my back. It's not so bad this week, so I'm not going to complain. I'll get used to it. And I'm quite chuffed about how much money I'm getting paid compared with what I was on. Right then, I'm going to now finish off that beer, open another one and laze out on this mat, see what it's like and listen to some music, and I will catch you guys later and speak to you soon. Bye for now then. Thank you for watching. Well, I just come out for a call of nature, and shame I couldn't film all these stars. It's a nice clear night and really full of stars, the sky. This is one of the things about doing this type of camping, is when you've got a clear night like this, you look up at the sky and all you see is all the twinkling lights. You don't normally see them that much when you're in built up areas, simply because there's too much interference of street lights and all that lot. But out here in the darkness. It's clear as anything out in the sky. Wish you could see this. Sad, I know, but I find it quite impressive. It's nice to be able to look up and see the stars. It's one of the things you take for granted. There is also only a light breeze of wind, so it's quite still, and no sign of the rain or snow. So hopefully I will have a dry night. And on top of that, no flooded river when I get down to the bottom of where I need to be. Well, I guess back in the tent now and have another beer. Right, I'm back in the tent now. I've got all my down gear on. I'm nice and warm. One of the things I've noticed about this tent is the temperature difference in here is a lot colder than the Helm 1 I have. I think it's because this is nearly half mesh along the top half. The doors all mesh, so it's letting in more cold air, which is a really good thing, especially when it's those hot nights when the summer comes, if we get a summer. The only thing I have noticed about this tent that I don't like, it's only got one pocket, which is just above the door, and that is it. For a two-man tent this size, I at least thought there'd be a pocket either side, and there isn't, which is a bit odd. The inner lining, it's quite taut. There's no sagging in it, which is a good thing. The last thing you need is a saggy lining inside your tent flapping around in your face. I decided that I'm more comfortable sleeping at the narrow end, and even then, with my head down this end, I've still got plenty of room in it for sitting up in it, such as you can see now. My head's not rubbing against the lining. So yeah, it's quite a good sized tent. So it's a not bad budget tent. It might be worth then me thinking about looking at one of the 3 to 4 season tents. Like I said, I've got quite a few in my watch list on eBay through sellers that are on there. And looking at this tent as a summer tent and how well it is made, apart from the lack of pockets, and I would say the small vestibule area or porch, whatever you wish to call it. Other than that, it's a really good tent. It's going to make a really good summer tent. So I have no regrets in buying it. So it may be worth investing a little bit more money in another tent. So that would mean I would have, I think 5 now, because I've got my Berg house, which I've never used yet. I'm going to have to bring that out. Give it a go one day. It's a really, really nice tent. It's basically a mountaineering tent. Apparently excellent in strong winds. The only problem with it, it's about the same colour as my jacket. So it's not very discreet if you want to hide away in some woods like this. But with a camouflage tarp over the top of it, yeah, you could hide it away. And to be honest, the areas that I camp in when I'm in a wood, you wouldn't see me anyway, even if it was fluorescent orange with day glow stripes that glowed brightly. Because I make sure that when I do set up a camp, I put it in such a discreet spot that nobody knows I'm in the area. I'm now going to crack open one of those cans of dark rum and Coke, and I will say goodnight to you all now, as it's getting a bit late and I am getting a bit sleepy. So it's cheers for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. Don't forget, like I said, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. And also, as usual, hit that subscribe button for me. Help my channel grow. And also, before I forget, don't forget to make some comments, especially the ones if you understand about the whole YouTube element of the algorithms and everything else. I seriously would love to hear from you guys if you understand what the hell it's all about. Because if you guys out there don't understand it all, then there's no chance for anyone. Because there's got to be somebody on this channel who understands it, other than the geeks who make the videos about algorithms, who basically probably work for YouTube anyway, so who knows. I will let you guys know how well this OEX mat performs in the morning. I'll tell you whether I had a good night's sleep on it or not. It feels okay at present. And just update you on everything in general. Fingers crossed we don't get any rain, like I said. But if we do, it's going to be fun, especially if the river's up. But you will soon see, as I will film it, another video of me wading through a flooded area. Yeah, it's just what I want. Wet feet. The ironic thing was, is the pair of shoes that I wore that day, they were brand new. They retailed at £149 for it, but I didn't pay that. They were brand new. Guy on Facebook had them up for sale for £25, and it was the first time I wore them that day. They were guaranteed to be 100% waterproof, and they were, until you went up to the level where I was just below my knees in water. I don't think any boots would have managed to be able to hold that amount of water out. But they dried out eventually. Took about 3 days for them to dry out. Hence the reason why I say check out on eBay and Facebook, because you will find bargains on there. The amount of people that will list stuff on there that's brand new for a fraction of the price, simply because they can't be asked to take it back to the shop or because it was an unwanted gift. So don't miss out on grabbing yourself a bargain. Check out eBay and Facebook on Marketplace. I highly recommend going on there. I'm always on there looking for bits and pieces. That's where I found all my recording equipment from. Right, it is definitely a good night for me. I'm going to have that can, like I said just now. So I will catch up with you in the morning. So thank you for watching. Bye for now. Good morning, everyone. It is now 8:30 and I've only just woken up about 5 minutes ago, roughly. Originally woke up at 7:30, listened to the sound of the birds singing away, and ended up falling back to sleep. I woke up twice in the night, once for a call of nature, and the second time was to a fox barking quite nearby. Well, it sounded really nearby. Plus I could hear the peacock still squawking away out there, or whatever you want to call it, and I could hear owls. So yeah, it was a good night's sleep. The OEX mat is, yeah, it's comfy. I wouldn't say it blocks out lots of the cold coming through the ground. It's meant to be a rating of 3, but it was a really cold night last night. But yeah, it was really comfy. So rating out of 10, I would say 7. Compared with the Flex Tail, I would say that's about an 8. So yeah, it's a good mat. It's the time that I need now a cup of coffee. So I'm going to put the stove on, have it whilst sitting out here in this sun on this glorious morning. Beautiful blue sky above me. So yeah, have something to eat because I need some food. I had a Mars bar earlier. So yeah, just need to wake up a bit more. Still half asleep from such a nice relaxing night. So obviously the mat was nice and comfortable, the OAX one. I had a good night's sleep on it, as I said. So yeah, it was good value for money. The tent, I would check out Nature Hike tents if you're looking for a cheap start when you want to get out camping. It's a good tent, can't moan, not for the price I paid for it, like I said. And yeah, it's quite a sturdy tent. I have no issues with it last night. So yeah, it is a good tent. It's a keeper. Starting my pack up now. Got the stuff on the line up there, drying off. It's not too wet. The outer fly didn't have a great deal of condensation on it, to be honest. So I was surprised. And once it's all packed away in my backpack, I am going to sit up here in my chair and relax for a while, listening to the birds and relaxing, as it's a nice peaceful area. So it's now just a case of cramming everything back in my backpack and then make my way down the little valley. Well, I say a little valley, it's quite a steep valley. And then back to the car, and that's another successful wild camp over and done with. It's now a case of working out where I'm going to do my next one. Feel free to let me know what you think of this camp. Did you like it? Give it a thumbs up, add some comments, let me know what you think about this night's camp. I know there wasn't a great deal in it, a little bit of chat, a lot of waffle, but that's about it. If any of you guys out there watching this video are from the Wiltshire area, do you have any recommendations of where to go? Are there any woodland areas near you that you would highly recommend for a camp? I always do a Google search in the area of Wiltshire for large woods, but some of the times you miss some of the really good ones. So information from you guys would be really appreciated if you live in the area. And I've also gained another subscriber since last night. Thank you very much, whoever you are. It didn't show up who you were, or are, should I say. But thank you very much for subscribing. I only need 26 more and then I can go live on my mobile phone. So hey, keep clicking that button, guys. Click that subscribe button. And if you're one of the guys that's watching this video to the end, I would like to say thank you to you also, because that support in watching the video means a lot. The fact that you have gone out your way to click on my video and to stay watching it, it means a lot. So big thank you to everyone who watches my videos. It is seriously appreciated. All packed up, just a flat spot on the ground, and in the red bag on the back of my backpack is my rubbish. Beer cans and the rum and coke can all crushed up to take up less space. Now, the reason why we all say leave no trace, and I know some of you guys are probably sick of hearing it and you say yes, we know, but it only takes one bad person to leave their crap lying around, and that one person will paint the picture of every single wild camper as being the person who will trash the countryside. So take your rubbish home, put it in a little bag, you know, it's not going to weigh a great deal, and you're doing a good thing for the environment, for the animals that will be here after you leave. On average, most landowners, if you are caught wild camping, they will be lenient with you and let you stay as long as you pick up your crap, as I said. But you leave rubbish lying around and that landowner will come along to every single wild camper he or she comes across, and they will tell you to sod off their land because they don't want people like you who leave your rubbish behind camping there. So take it home. It's not much to ask, is it really? Thank you so much for listening to that piece of useful information, and this is probably the only useful information I have given so far. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and it's now a case of make my way back. Now look at that for a view before I leave. You've got to admit, it is nice. Just surrounded by trees and nothing more. You've got to at least give this a thumbs up. I would probably come back here again to do another camp, but not a video. Like I say, I only do videos in one place at one time, as you don't want to see a second video of the same wood. That's the video officially over. So if you liked what you see so far, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And it's now planning the next camp. So thank you for watching and see you again soon. Bye.